Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Up for the Journey. We are continuing our series on how to summer prep your RV for summer. And for us, it's hot Florida summer.
It's like Africa hot. Tarzan couldn't take this kind of hot.
Now, you might be saying, hey, why are you filming with the AC on directly underneath the AC? Because today, we are going to address the inefficiencies of the ACs that are on these units. So as you can see here with this wonderful box, we have purchased the RV airflow system for our ACs. Now, if you're not familiar what RV airflow is, it's a company that came up with an insert that goes inside your AC unit from this way, from inside. And basically it helps direct the air. Let's see if I can word this right. It basically, you'll see this when I do the install, but your air intake that's here, it goes up, and there's a big void between this part and the AC up top. So what that air that's coming in is circling around and not going directly in, and then when it comes out on the return, which could be these dumps here or the racetrack, Grand Design has a racetrack system, you know, it's not being used efficiently. So my best explanation for this is, if you're a car person, think about this. When you buy a truck or a car and you want to modify their performance, there's something called a cold air intake. You take the stock intake out, you put a filter with a more precision machine pipe that goes into your intake that helps the airflow. That's kind of how I envision it. So let me show you what this actually looks like. All right, so these are made for currently right now mostly Grand Design models because of the racetrack system. We do have a Coleman Mach 8 or something like that. I can't remember. I'll let you know the numbers, the model we have down below. But you can also go to the website and you identify your AC unit. But as for now, I think they're only specifically dealing with Grand Design units. You can find that out on the website in the link.
We have the Mach 3, 10, 5 times 2.
We have the Mach 3, 10, 5 times 2. At least those are the compatible ones with this. So, thanks, honey. We did install these, or this one, in the bedroom already. The salespeople were here. They kind of guided me on the install to make sure I didn't screw anything up or if there was anything tricky or anything. And to be honest with you, it was very straightforward. And once you install it and you see it, it makes 100% total sense on what this does and how it works. I don't know why it's not there stock. I don't know why the RV HVAC world hasn't fixed this, but it is what it is. We had a company come up and fix the problem. So what I'm going to do is do my best to try to show you a quick install. This is not necessarily going to be a tutorial, but I'm going to try to go step by step as much as I can. It's not really that hard. When you do purchase it, you get a very elaborate set of instructions, step by step. They're planned out really, really well. There are a couple things that are kind of like that you need to call an audible with. I will have some foil tape just to kind of seal off any openings or anything that is up there, so I can make it more efficient. And sometimes you have to move the actual physical AC unit if these holes don't line up when you put it back in. And that's not because of this. So, all right, guys, so let's get to the installation and let's rock and roll. All right, since I don't exactly have a zoom, I'm just basically going to undo this part here. Oh, just to let you know, there will be pieces left over. All right, so as you can see, we took this part off here. You will be reusing this. This will go back up. And what I'm going to suggest you do, and I'll show you how we do it later, is get the aluminum foil tape and tape this whole section off. This is the old dump, the air dump. This will no longer be needed. And the reason why I say to tape this off with the aluminum foil tape, is because there's going to be so much more suction for the intake because it's going to work more efficiently, that any little opening, I'll show you this way, any little opening here will start to create a whistle, or it'll start to flap, and you don't want that. All right, so this piece has a couple screws as well. Now this will no longer be needed, so you can toss this or save it, but once you put it in here, it's just make it part of the RV. So remember that foam piece for the separator? That's it right there. Aluminum backing, foam, and that's it. All right, so we're gonna take out the little vents on the side over here. So one question that I asked, it's like, well, why are we taking these off? They're kind of the same thing. What's the deal? The new ones have, that's like an inch or 3/4 inch thick foam backing. And the reason why that's important is because when we put this up there, oh my God. So when we put this new thing up there, it's going to go right up to here. Now this did the same, no big deal. But this is going to stick out a little bit more, and it's going to push it in. So this is a pressure seal. And what's going to happen is going to make a tighter seal. When I put this up there, it was screwed in. So just these spots right here, they were up there, and there was all kinds of gaps up here. It was not tight and sealed at all. So all the air that's supposed to go in here was kind of just floating around and just getting circulated and kind of lost. And if I'll show you something here, this is where the tape's going to come in. See the gap right here? I'm going to tape all of that, because that foam board there, that foam tunnel, is the only place we want air to go. We don't want it to go on top by the wood. We don't want it to go anywhere else. So we're going to tape this here to close that area off and make more of a direct route. All right, so the next piece you're going to need is your 5/16 little socket here. And what that's going to do is we're going to remove these big lags here. Now, just to let you know, when you remove them, only this silver outline is going to come off. And this is what's holding your AC unit on the roof to not move. So there's another pressure seal here, and what that's doing is pancaking everything together and not to move. So when you unscrew these, nothing's going to move up top, so don't worry about that. Just don't go wiggling all this around. So I took the surrounding plate off. As you can see, it's fully exposed. So this is the TPO liner of the roof. I think it's TPO. But I'm going to go ahead and you can see a little bit of light coming through there. That's because I took the pressure off. So it's kind of up. I could literally lift this and the whole thing, I'd see the outside. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the foil tape and kind of just tape this down here, because it looks like the staple's gone. And I may do the same thing here, since that's the intake and I don't want it to go up. And over here as well. So I'm just going to make this nice and clean with some foil tape, and I'll show you what it looks like after. So here's what I did here. Oh, just to let you know, we have a Coleman Mach 15. So I taped with the foil tape all the way around. I don't need it to be here. I will put it there, but I really don't need it to be. But I just don't want the air to hit up underneath. But I clean the gap up here, because this is where the air is going to flow. And I don't know if you can hear that. If there's air, that's air just coming from the bedroom. So kind of just taped it up, cleaned it up all the way around, and I'm going to put this last piece of tape here. Bless you.
Thank you.
And then we'll get installing the block. All right, so I just did a dry fit to make sure everything lined up. And when I mean everything that lines up, the screws that go back into the AC unit to hold it down, I wanted to make sure that the holes in the foam line up to where they go. But as you can see here, the air intake is going to come up and now hit this perfectly domed ramp and go straight into there where it needs to go, as opposed to hitting a flat piece of foam, bouncing all around and eventually getting up there. This is just more efficient, and there's going to be more opening on the side for it to get up there. So before we put the block back in, we are going to put these flanges in. So as you can see, there's a flat side and a rounded side. Obviously this is going to go here. So the reason why, now you can see why I taped to the top, just to make a smooth entry. And if you look on the side here, see how much space there is? That's a compression. So when the foam goes up here, it's going to compress that in. See how that goes? It's going to press it in and make a super tight seal. So that was a dry fit. That fits perfectly. I'm going to take the sticky off of there and put it up. So this is where like a pocket knife or a butter knife is going to come into play. When I put this up there, it won't go in because of these phalanges. Not like Regina Phalange.
Hi, come on in. I'm Regina Phalange.
But as you can see, I have to push those in to make this foam fit. Hopefully I'll get this on camera. I'm just filming with the GoPro and I don't have a zoom. But basically what I'm going to do is push this up there, put the butter knife in between, push the flange over so it slides right in. So I'm going to press the one side, press it. Don't dig the knife into the foam. And boom. Just like that. So nice, super snug fit. Now the hardest part is lining up the holes. This could take a minute. Isn't it? Oh, dude, tell me I got it on the first try. Oh, awesome. Okay, maybe that didn't take so long. I got it on the first try. Now the only thing left to do is to put the metal flange back on. All right, so I'm going to put these back in. Put the other ones in. These are easier because you could see the nut. Boom. All right, so take this. Now you don't want to torque these all the way down. You want to just get them snug at first, and I'll show you what to do next. All right, so they're just snugged up. Making sure everything's good and tight. If you have a torque setting on here, put it all the way to the least torque setting. So basically it stops driving in. All right, so go around. Make sure they're all set to whatever your number 1 is, and then go to about number 5. Do it all over again. Okay. Go another click. Number 6. Just double check. And that's about where you want it to be. Also too, you don't want to see any gaps up top where sunlight's coming out because of this compression fitting here. All right, so you can see we have the aluminum foil all pressed up nice and tight. And be careful because this stuff is thin and these little sharp points will poke through. But the key thing with aluminum foil is you want to make sure everything's sealed in. This stuff seals tightly. And that's basically it, guys. You want to do that to the other side. So here's how it looks. This whole area is now intake. As you can see, before with the filter it was only that much. Now this whole area is going to be intake. Hit this foam, hit this nice smooth ramp, and go straight into the intake where it's supposed to go. So that's why I say you want to make sure you tape these off, because you don't want these to turn into intakes. Any little openings, if this happens to slide open and you get air force through there, it's going to start whistling, and that could get really annoying in the middle of the night. So just to let you know, you will have screws left over, and you will have the foam board, the deflector, and your 2 vents left over. So this is one of those projects that it's okay to have leftover parts. So now I'm gonna put on the filters and we'll start this bad boy up. All right, so Renee's turning off the bedroom AC, and these are now off. Everything is off, and I'm gonna have Renee turn on this AC here. Now I'm standing exactly within a couple inches where I started the video. Go ahead, babe, turn it on. Hit the switch. So it usually is average about 3 decibels quieter. I don't think we're gonna notice that much on the camera. Yeah, we're not gonna notice that much on the camera. It's still an AC unit. But these are blowing some, well, it's a little quieter. Yeah, so it's a hair quieter. I mean, I only notice it because I'm standing underneath it, but these vents are blowing. Oh yeah. So these vents are blowing something fierce now. So the beauty of this is, hold on, let me shut this off. Ooh, you like that, huh? Check this to see our installation video of this as well. Check the description down below. We are going to have a discount code for you. So make sure you click that link down below and know what AC you have, or at least know what it looks like from a side view up top. This is only working with Grand Design ACs as we know of right now. That being said, this Coleman may be used on another manufacturer. I'm not sure. Please check the website for all the details. Also guys, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, because next week we are going to show you another summer cooling tip for your RV. So guys, thanks again. Hopefully you found this video informational. Give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next week for the next installation. Have a great week. Obviously it's still working. One thing I did have to do that I didn't get on camera, because I was just experimenting, was I had to move the AC unit back like 1/8 of an inch. So if you remember when I pulled the screws out and I said the metal plate and the screws, they compress to hold everything, to hold the AC together. If you undo those, you can lift the AC and slide it down. I had to slide it down just a hair because the side vents on the block weren't lining up exactly with the side plastic pieces. So I noticed there wasn't as much air in the beginning, but as soon as I moved it back, definitely got more airflow. We are now late May, mid to late May, and everything is working perfect. Definitely, it's one thing I've noticed is it's getting colder faster in here just because there's more airflow. It's getting so cold to the fact that Renee is wearing her robe a lot more in here, and it is like 90 plus degrees, and we're in Bradenton area right now. So it is super, super hot outside. We are not under any shade, and I'm looking at the temperature, and it's about 76 in here with this thing running. I think we have it set at 74. So we've noticed during the peak time in the afternoon it is running, and we have it on the low setting, it sounds like, here right now. So it's doing very, very well. We really suggest the RV airflow. Now, as I mentioned it before, if you have a 2021 Grand Design, chances are your one main system has one in there. Just pull off that front fairing and you'll see if it's in there. If you need another one, buy another one for your bedroom if you opted for the bedroom fan. If not, then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put a link down below, and what that link is gonna do is if you shop from that link at RV Airflow, you will get 15% off your purchase. We got this link when we purchased our RV Airflow, so we're not necessarily affiliated with RV Airflow. Just to let you know, they did not pay us. We purchased these with our own money, like I said earlier in the video, but they did give us a link that we can give you guys. So hit the link down below if you're thinking about purchasing RV Airflow for your rig. And remember, in all seriousness, if you do have two ACs, you definitely want to buy two, so one's not working less efficient than the other. It really makes a difference, guys. So thanks again for watching this video. We hope you found it informational for your summertime RVing. I know it's working for us here in Florida. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell notification, because I have one more video that'll help you for traveling in the summer, and has nothing to do with inside the RV, but kind of while you're driving. So make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and it's going to let you know when we post a new video Mondays at 12 o'clock. So when you're at lunch, sit down and watch our video, guys. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the road.